Hi people, Ray speaking here. I've got a way of making little plastic containers from the tops of Coke bottles and that sort of thing. So what I do, I've got two different ways of doing it. One is a really simple way and one's just a bit more complicated, but it's not that complicated really. But the first way, I picked it up when I was in Ecuador a couple of years ago. I'll show you what it is. So first of all, I've got part of a Coke bottle, and what I'm going to do is cut the end off here. So there it is there. Make sure it's got sort of, I cut a bit of, the sides are sort of, they don't flare out too much because I want to be able to push the other one onto it. So there it is there. I've cut about that much off it. And what I do is, I get this one, I put it on the top like that. I just smack it with a hammer. And there's my little container. Now, this one, it works really well. Quite simple. But I'll tell you what, one problem with this one is you can't put it in water. I mean, it would leak. It would leak into this one here. This side would seal, but that one would leak. Not much, but it still would leak. So you wouldn't want to put anything in it where you had a wet situation. So, but that's really simple and effective. You know, salt, pepper, stuff like that, whatever you needed to carry in it. Works well. Here's another method. First of all, I'm going to cut both of these off with a hacksaw. So you watch this. So here's the vise. Just put it in the vise like this. Not too tight, doesn't have to be tight, just so it won't move. So you cut it right off at the shoulder. So you cut it right off at that shoulder there, just there. What I then do is I've got my two parts that I've cut. I then sand them on a flat piece. This to get them nice and square. Yeah, that's good. Get it nice and square and flat. So it goes right down. I get them nice and square and flat. And they have a nice smooth surface so they'll bond together really evenly. Clean it up a bit with a knife. And then I glue them together like that. Now there's different ways I can glue that. I can use a hot glue gun, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some epoxy resin, a 2-pot mix. Don't need much. once you put the glue on the surface, put them together like that. You're away. Once you put them, glue them together like that. So, there's your container. You can throw it in water and it won't leak. So, glued it together like that. Put it in water there. It won't leak. So if you need something that's going to be waterproof and fail safe, that's an easy way of doing it. Have a go at it. Here's another way of actually joining these onto here. Now I've cut this off from a bottle. Just cut it right there. So now what you have to do is to make sure that you cut it back enough that the other cap's going to fit on it, and it's going to be a good fit. Now the other ways I've showed you was gluing, and I suggested you can use a hot glue gun. Now that's okay if you don't have much force on it or you don't have any heat, because that glue can tend to melt and make it weak again. So here's another way I've worked out that works actually much better. You can force it on, like I showed you. This way when you force it on, it actually makes it waterproof. So I've got hot glue, and what I do is this. I get the glue, take it around like that. Now you've got to work relatively fast with hot glue, so right. So I get it there. I can either put it in a vise, or I can put it here like this and hit it with a hammer if you haven't got a vise. And there you have it. Peel the stuff off. I'll put too much glue on this time. Anyway, I'll peel that off, and it looks quite neat. And this way, it glues really well, and there's a lot of surface area for the glue to actually hold onto. So this is a really excellent method of doing it, because you know it's going to hold and be really strong. And there's our little container. And the blue lid side it undoes. There you go. That's my preferred method now. I've decided I'm working towards that way. That's the way I do it. There you go. Now I've got a whole bunch of different coloured ones here I've made. So you can use them, you can colour code them, have them for different sorts of things, different purposes, swap the lids around and do whatever, have them all yellow or all blue or different colours like that. And they look quite good too. So there you go, there's another idea. Colour coding for different materials. So if you need something that's going to be waterproof and fail safe, that's an easy way of doing it. See you later. Hope you enjoyed this.